Welcome to We Are Only Human, the official podcast for the College of Education and Human Sciences here at Oklahoma State University. I'm your host, Alyssa Pena, and today we have a new guest, John Lee. He works for the landscape services here at Oklahoma State University, so we're happy to have you on.
Thanks for having me, Alyssa.
So I guess we can start off by telling me about yourself.
Sure. Director of Landscape Services within Facilities Management here for Oklahoma State University. I'm an OSU alum. So This is my pride alma mater. Excited to be here. Love working on campus and contributing to the OSU family. Graduated 2006 with a Bachelor's of Science Landscape Contracting degree. I've been Director of Landscape Services since January, so fairly new in that position. However, I've been with the Facilities Management Landscape Services team for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I know campus.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Right.
What made you want to go and study that when you were at Oklahoma State University?
Sure. So humble beginnings, started out mowing grass, small landscaping jobs, really was passionate about anything outdoors and being outside. First, that idea was to fund college, and I realized how much I really had a passion and drive for working outdoors and working with people. And Oklahoma State has a wonderful college of horticulture and landscape architecture. So that was a really direct facility to facilitate my education and build some goals. And Here I am back working here at Oklahoma State where I graduated. So full circle, I guess.
What is your favorite part about working for the landscape services?
Oh my goodness, I don't have one. It's ever so changing.
Okay.
So I mentioned the OSU family, that students, faculty, staff, visitors, just game day, tailgating, anything OSU. So I'm passionate about this place. And I don't have a favorite thing. I have the best team. Working with people is one of my most favorite things to do. I think OSU facilitates that very well. So I have a very diverse group of folks that I get to interact with and learn from, grow with. So I don't have a favorite, but being outside as much as I possibly can be, that's always nice to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, and it's always beautiful out there. So
Thank you.
Always.
Yeah,
I have a coworker, actually. His wife is a big fan of OU, and she mentioned that their landscape is not as best as ours, because ours is up here.
Okay, yeah, that's where we want to stay up there. We take a lot of pride in outside. Like I said, I work with the best team, and it truly takes a giant team of a giant heartbeat of our team to accomplish what we do on campus. So I'm thrilled to hear that it's noticed and appreciated and recognized. We do this for the students. We do this for the faculty and staff and for those that are visiting. This is a place we want you to be proud of and to always look nice and be very welcoming. So yeah, lots of hard work goes into all of our outdoor efforts. So I'm glad to hear that folks notice.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what is your day-to-day routine?
Well, that's a big question for a director. So my day-to-day routine could vastly change. I mean, from a Monday to a Friday, or a Friday feels like a Monday. I would probably speak more to our entire department's day, and that is our focus is campus. And so anything outside of a building, our teams are focused on, and they start their mornings at 7 a.m. So they're here early and trying to get any of that overnight litter picked up so that students and faculty and staff and our visitors and our tours, that they have a nice, clean atmosphere to start with. That's how we're going to start the day. And then the maintenance practices come into play, from covering all the gamut of landscape cultural practices throughout the day. We have installation team that will be planting trees and seasonal color, renovating building landscapes, new projects. We have a shop support team that runs heavy equipment all over campus, supporting other departments and supporting our landscapers. We have an in-house landscape architecture design team that actually designs all of our new landscape renovations on campus. So
Oh, cool.
right. So it is cool. We get to cover the entire process of landscape. We get to dream it, design it, hopefully fund it and install it.
Yeah.
And then we maintain it. So that's a full day.
That sounds like a lot.
That's a full day. And most of the time I just hang on and try to make sure I'm providing all the needed resources to keep the team going. Like I said a couple times, they keep me on my toes because they're always going. So yeah, it's a busy full day.
I bet it sounds like it. And then now that it's starting to get super cold, I don't know how y'all can be out there. I can barely walk to class.
Tough, you're right. Tough.
How do y'all stay warm?
Right. Really tough, resilient folks. And I see that with in all seriousness. We had this past summer, record drought, record heat, just miserable conditions to be outside. And, the team, our goal was, let's see if campus does not reflect that. Let's see what we can do to make sure campus still looks as beautiful as possible and does not reflect how miserable it is outside. Just the working conditions were horrible. Tough people and resilient, and they step up to the task and deliver. So nonetheless, here it is, change in the season, and it is cold, and they just step up to the task, and they're out there still working. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, really is. So very, very resilient folks.
And I know so many people realize, like, when the Christmas trees go up, like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, the Christmas trees are out. Like, have you seen this? Have you seen it? They're all so excited about it.
Good. You're right.
It's amazing to see.
It's ever a changing atmosphere. So as soon as homecoming's over, man, we hit the ground running. So
Really?
it's planning for the next event. It's planning to support the next campus schedule or event or something that's going on. So, and Fanfare of Lights is right around the corner. And so, yes, all the holiday lighting that goes up, the teams hit the ground running on that too. So they don't have much time to stand still.
Yeah.
Campus is, it's its own heartbeat, and it's busy.
It is. It's always something new. I'm like, oh, wow, look at this. Like, my parents we're from Texas.
Okay.
So my parents come down. They're like, oh, wow, it's so pretty. Look at all these trees. Look at this.
Great.
And they love it. It's
Very good.
It's amazing.
Trees is a big deal. So this year is some exciting news. We're actually an Arboretum now.
Oh.
Yeah. So I believe this is our 11th year to be tree campus of higher education. And
Awesome.
11 years running. So that's quite the accolade that we're very proud of. However, we have a university arborist, Caitlin Gibson, and she said, John, we meet the marks. We're doing these exercises already. I want to apply for an Arboretum status. And I said, wow, that's ambitious. Let's put it on your yearly goals. Knocked it out of the park. We got it. She's 6 months ahead of her goal. So now OSU campus is a accredited Arboretum.
Amazing.
Yeah. So trees are a big deal to us. Yeah.
That's great. Do you have any other like secrets or anything that you can share that's pretty
secrets,
interesting that some people might not know?
Sure. I love to chat with students and visitors from all different states, and I've been fortunate enough to chat with a few folks from around the world, right?
Oh, cool.
And so that's really interesting and fun. I think the most not the biggest kept secret, because we like to promote it and brag about it as much as possible, is our topiaries.
Okay.
So as soon as I say the word cowboy boot, you'll know what I'm talking about. On University of Monroe, the 8-foot living cowboy boot.
Yes.
Right? And then we have one of my favorite alums, Garth Brooks, right? We have one of his hats that we built a topiary out of. So that's an exciting piece to circle back on.
That is.
And so that rests in the formal garden. These are seasonal displays that are unique, and you'll be hard pressed to find any other university in the country that has as many, and in my opinion, that look as good. So we've got some OSU letters on Athletic Avenue and Hester, one of the most photoed game day opportunities there.
Yes.
So those are 3 topiaries we're always very proud to display. And we have the OSU fans, and that one's kind of hidden, rightfully so, because it's a nice little treat and surprise on the east side of the Alumni Center. So they're doing the OSU.
Yeah, that one always amazes me when I walk by it. I'm like, how did they do this?
Yeah, isn't that cool? And
It's
so,
very-
yeah, so we build that in-house. That is our shop support team, our greenhouse team, our landscape installation team, and our irrigation team. It takes everyone and all of that talent to accomplish something like that. And they knock it out of the park. So here started with the cowboy boot, moved on to a cowboy hat. Now we have the OSU letters, and now we have the OSU fans. And we're running out of room in the greenhouse. So I don't know that we have big plans for any more topiaries yet.
I was going to ask, you have anything coming up?
Not any surprises that I'm going to share just yet, but the OSU fans was a really fun one to build in-house. All of these have been just a really challenge and testing some skill sets, but look at the team, look at what they've done.
Yeah.
And so
Amazing
really
job,
unique.
team.
Yeah,
Amazing job, team.
It does. And it's a really unique sharing point and something that the students can say, well, my university has a topiary living cowboy boot that we crane in, that's 8 foot tall and weighs 2,000 pounds, So
Is that how much it weighs?
it does.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 2,000 pounds. So it's serious. And all of the topiaries are very heavy. So now they're asleep right now. We tucked them away from winter, so they're camping out in our greenhouses. They have very tender, more of a tropical type plant that doesn't survive out in the cold weather like you're talking about now. So they're inside, but they will be out in the spring, and we can't wait to show them back off. So that's probably my favorite kind of unique, like, what do you guys do different at Oklahoma State landscape that we wouldn't see at another university? And I can I can tell you all kinds of things that we do different, but how about something pretty cool and unique and exciting and in photos all over the place? And so, topiaries is I'm very passionate about our topiaries. I'm very proud of our team and what they pull off most of the time. So
it should be. It's amazing.
Thanks.
Do you have anything else to share that's interesting or like people are not aware of or, something you'd like to say?
We have another unique project that's just kicking off right now.
Ooh, okay.
It's kind of an exciting, very not unadvertised, but just it's a unique spot on campus. You've got to walk a bit if you're not gonna take the bus or you're not gonna drive. But we at OSU, in landscape services, we really focus on planting natives and very hardy plants that are very maintenance conscious. So our team isn't working countless hours trying to maintain something that really is not performing well in our environment. So natives are a big deal. So we have several native plantings where the focus truly is natives. Now we're expanding on to pollinators.
Okay.
All right. So now I've got your attention with the pollinator word. So, everyone's on the honeybees, right?
Yes.
Or that's just one of 3,600 species of bees. So very important pollinator. Butterflies, the monarch, everyone's familiar about. We've developed a garden, and it's called a pocket prairie. And it's in the shape of a monarch butterfly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's uniquely, strategically placed in a flyover pattern. So the Dallas folks that may come in on the American Airlines, if they look out their window, they'll see it. And it's a perfect monarch shape.
Wow, that is so cool.
122-foot wingspan. So in that garden, the wings are planted in pockets. And so a couple of the lower pockets are all planted natives that will support pollinators, monarch butterflies specifically too. The antennae have two ends that are decomposed granite, and those are set up where if the bee campus would so choose, they can put bee boxes to support honeybees or other species. And the upper wings of the monarch, we're going to overseed with a pocket prairie plant mix. So we've actually just had students volunteer and participate last week, and we planted the two lower wings of the pocket prairie. Looks fantastic. They did a fantastic job. I think they had a good time. It was a little windy. And we plan to oversee the upper wings here in a few weeks. So exciting garden.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, exciting garden, a place to go walk around. It's going to take time. That garden needs a couple years to really come to fruition and see some maturity in plants. So it's going to look kind of awkward right now, except you'll see the shape of a butterfly, but like, John, there's not any plants. I'm like, well, give them a chance. Give them a chance to grow. But we hope 5 years from now, it would be just overwhelmed with butterflies and bees and a really pollinating supporting habitat. It's located on McElroy and Western.
Okay.
So it'd be the east corner of McElroy and Western, directly south of the Art Annex.
Okay, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, check it out. We got signs up, says Pocket Prairie, walk down a little path. We've overseeded that with rye and fescue mix. So it'll be a green walking path. It's very organic.
Yeah.
And, just put you in nature a little bit. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of a unique, fun garden that is kind of not a hidden agenda, or we're really focusing on supporting a lot of pollinators on campus.
That's
and
great.
This is an important one. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That is super cool. Do you have anything else, or?
Oh, I could go for hours. Are you kidding me? We got gardens all over the place. Theta Pond is one of our favorite areas. Most photographed area too on campus, and so we're spending some time there over the kind of the winter break and early spring, where we're going to contribute to some aeration improvements and help with the water quality of the pond. So you'll see some activity around Theta Pond. That's exciting. And we've got some new bridges coming. So bridges? Yeah. So we have a very grand main bridge, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good looking bridge. Well, we've got some wooden ones that are just kind of hanging out there, and they desperately need some attention. So our project that's going to start this later spring, carry on into summer, we have some end goals, but we're going to replace 2 or 3 of those wooden bridges with some really nice rock ones. So
can't wait to see that.
Yeah, so Theta Pond's going to get a little bit of a facelift down there.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Oh my goodness, projects the biodiversity garden. I talked a bit about pollinators. Biodiversity garden is a student partnership project, much like the Pocket Prairie. It will have much student activity, and same thing. We're continuing native plantings. It'll have an insect hotel.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so kind of a unique structure that as an encouraging habitat for insects. That will be located on the south side of physical sciences. We're ready to kick that off just as soon as weather will let us. So that's an exciting project up and coming too. So, and
I know you see everything. You've been everywhere
Right.
throughout campus. What is your favorite spot on campus?
Oh, I know it's
hard to pick.
Right, I should have known this was coming.
But what is it?
When I do travel across campus, looking at different areas, or for meetings, or meeting with staff and taking a look at areas, I always find myself like trying to not to park by the main core campus, Theta Pond Formal Garden area, and I can't help it. That's just where I go park. And that's where I start.
Yeah.
And then I find myself walking to the meeting, to not just so I can put eyes on things, of course, but I'm just drawn to that area automatically. And my favorite spot and my favorite view is off the west Student Union porch. And so you can still see Theta Pond, and you can see the formal garden. And of course, I can critique it there and see, and just envision what it could look like and how great we're doing. And then you look to the north, you see the library, and it just in that spot, that view right there, just the coyote clocks in view. It just encompasses campus, and I feel like, man, this is like, if you want a college photo, check it out. There's, folks playing frisbee, and there's people walking or jogging or running, skateboards, there's bikes, it's an active spot, and there's people taking photos of our landscape too. So I really like kind of being there on the balcony and just looking over and being like, man, this is a really pretty place.
Yeah, and hey, your team did that. You and your team did that.
They do, and they can never cease to impress. So couldn't be more proud of all the landscape servicing staff. So they really work hard. So
that's great. Last question.
Okay.
The holidays are coming up. We're coming for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Christmas. What is happening with the holidays? So do y'all have anything specific coming out, new, that has to do with the holidays?
Sure. I think Fanfare of Lights is really our big holiday push. So, and that's a really fun event. If no one's attended that before, I encourage you to do so. It'll get you in the holiday spirit, even if you struggle with that. You can't help it, right?
Yeah.
It's in the evening of the 29th of November, so after the holiday. So that's kind of our big season, holiday season kickoff, if you will. So all the folks have been working really hard getting holiday lights set up all across campus. Formal Garden has a light show. You'll see the wreaths and garland on the library. Kyle Clock has wreaths. Kyle Clock trees are wrapped. Junipers on the formal lawn are wrapped. We got a lot of lights out there. Garland on the West Student Union porch. So all of that turns on simultaneously if we're good at it, right? It all turns on the 29th that evening. Big events planned there. There'll be a countdown. There'll be some special guests. There might even be some choirs singing.
So wow.
Might even
big shebang.
Yeah, it is. It's the holiday kickoff. So that kind of gets folks in the mood for the holidays, and it's a lighthearted feeling, closing this semester, and hopefully encourages the students to take a deep breath and get through finals, right?
Yes.
So
and see what all the hard work that's been done, everything, all the time put into it.
You got it. So that's happening. All of that work's happening right now to get ready for the 29th. So that's probably our biggest winter holiday push event type things. Yeah.
That's super cool. I can't wait. I'll be there.
All right. Very good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, very good.
Well, I think that's all we have today. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Thank you so much for inviting me to share about my team.
Yes,
and share about campus. It's about 900 acres of cool. I think all the students should be really excited and proud of their university. It's a beautiful one, from the architecture of the buildings to, we've got 4 miles of sidewalk. It's a big place, so it's a lot to be proud of, and I really appreciate you letting me share about it.
Of course. Well, thank you, and thank you to your team that you do all of this.
I'll make sure and pass it along.
Students, just keep it clean, and
that's right. That's right.
Tell people about it, because it's just it's so nice. It's so beautiful. Yeah,
we do have an Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, so if students ever want to check out photos, say hello to us.
Yes.
And it's OK State Gardens.
Okay, awesome.
So check it out on Insta. We're always promoting that too. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned for the next episode of We Are Only Human.